What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So we got a lot to break down in this video, as always, guys, and I'm sure you've seen at this point, Meta reported earnings and the stock is collapsing. We're going to break that down today, and we're also going to go over Ford, Teledoc, and a bunch of other companies that I'm looking at and what I'm doing overall in these markets. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your water, stay hydrated, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. Link down below. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So today overall was not the best day for the stock market, but in that same breath, it was not the worst either. We had the Dow pretty much at break even. The Russell went up 0.5%. S&P down 0.75% as the NASDAQ, well, I guess it was a bad day for the NASDAQ. It went down 2.3%. So obviously big tech got hit, and it's even worse here after the bell with Meta. We had Google go down about, 8%? Oh, wow, almost 10%, 9.6 on the day. Microsoft down about 8%. So whenever you're seeing that type of day in those stocks, you bet you know what, the NASDAQ is not doing well, right? We had Meta close down 5.5%, and after the bell, again, you guys know what's going on. So let's talk about overall quickly here what is going on in the overall market. Honestly, nothing much has changed from when we covered this last, but overall SPY here is right above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, which is good. And you guys remember, it broke 380, which was that high from earlier this month. We closed above it today, even though it had a 0.75% red day. It still closed above 382. We closed above 380. That's a good sign. Now, overall for the bulls, which who knows with how things are looking right now, bulls might not have a chance. But I mean, with earnings coming up tomorrow, we have Apple, Amazon. Later this week, we have some energy stocks on Friday. But really, we're looking at Apple, Amazon. We have to see what happens here at about 390 on SPY. I know we're only at 382, but at 390, that was the high from the end of September. If we're able to break that out of that miraculously, even though Google's getting crushed, Microsoft, Meta, if this is able to turn around, who knows? We break 390, there could be more upside from there. Same thing with QQQ here. If this is able to break above, let's say 285, which now it's at 277 after the bell, not looking good. But if it's able to get back over, let's say 285, we might be able to fill the gap to 295, 300, and maybe go up even more from there. But on the downside here, guys, we're hanging on by a thread. If QQQ breaks 275, I'd say, especially 273, we might be going down 265, 260, 255. Those are my downside alert targets here that I'm looking at. And for SPY, if we pull that up on the downside, if this collapses under, let's say, 378, 375, the moving averages here on the 4-hour at about 370, we could be back to 360, 355 in no time. So keep that in mind. And let me pull up crypto very quickly. We haven't talked about crypto here in a couple of days, so give me a second. Let me pull up Webull. Let's see where it's at right now. Here we go. Boom. Right now, Bitcoin is at $20,800, guys. And I believe last time I covered it, it was in the low to mid 19s. So it is up a lot since then. And today, actually, it's up 3.5% as I'm making this video. And it's almost at 21,000. It's up $700 so far right now. And the thing is, guys, even though it is ripping, no doubt about it, bulls are finally starting to come back alive in Bitcoin. It is not fully breaking out of this trend on the 4-hour and on the daily chart. You guys see here, we're still well within this descending triangle. Nothing really has changed. If anything, we're now testing the top of the triangle right at about 20,500, 21,500, right where we are now. If we fail here, guys, I'm telling you, we could be going right back under 20. But let's say we start gaining some momentum above 22,500, 25,000, which was that high from the beginning, middle of August. You guys probably remember that. If we start breaking 25,000, okay, at that point, maybe we start getting a legitimate reversal towards 30,000. These are some key levels that I'm looking at. Let me show you guys. Let me get a trend line here. 30,000 was support back in May, June, July of 2021. That'd be a gap to fill, on the upside, right? 30,000. But that's, again, if we do break above 25, which we're not really showing any signs of, even getting close to that point quite yet. So keep that in mind. And when it comes to Ethereum, let's pull that up. Ethereum, let's see. This is up. Oh my gosh, look at that. 7% on the day. $100 up move here on Ethereum. It is at 1560 right now. And if I pull up the daily chart, actually, let's pull up the 4-hour. You can see this is actually starting to break out of the descending triangle. Not fully. It's not fully breaking out. In fact, if I just draw, a new, extend the new trend line, it's just freshly breaking out. You guys see that, right? So we might, if we start getting a move past 16, I'm thinking 1600, then we might, from that point, gain even more momentum. I don't know. With crypto, anything is possible, right? But I'm feeling like if 16 breaks, that's a big resistance coming up really from September. Maybe we start going 1750 from there. But overall, I mean, Bitcoin, again, does not look like it's breaking out yet. Ethereum, it does. It's more ahead of Bitcoin for sure, but it's not fully breaking out yet. So keep that in mind. There could still be, this could still be a bull trap. Let's just put it that way. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the overall stock market, SPY, Triple Q, and of course, what we saw here on Webull, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin. And by the way, if you guys want 12 stocks from Webull, use that link down below or go to stocksarefast.com/Webull and you get 12 stocks, and it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So let's talk about these earnings, the meat and potatoes of this video, guys. Let's break down Meta. Let's talk about Ford. Let's talk about Teledoc, and then let's break down some other stocks that I'm looking at as we're heading into tomorrow. So Meta today, guys, like I said, closed down about 5.5%, closed at $130, roughly a little bit under that. And here after the bell, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it is at $105 a share, guys. It is down about 20% after the bell, and that's after it initially shot up to 142. Do you guys see that? Actually, was that right? That might have been right after the numbers came out. It initially shot up 8%, 8.5%, whatever that was percent. And then from that point, I mean, it's just been complete slaughter, right? Complete and utter slaughter. And now it's barely holding 100. I mean, if this thing could be in the 90s tomorrow for all we know. It really could be in the 90s, which is just crazy to say that out loud, because just a couple of weeks ago, literally, it was at $150 a share. I mean, no joke. Just a couple of weeks ago, in the middle of September, it was $150 a share. So this goes to show we're still in the nasty bear market, guys. Anything is possible. When you think something can't happen, that's when it does happen. The impossible happens when you think it can't happen. I mean, this stuff is insane. So they ended up missing on earnings. And I mean, we've seen what's been going on with these advertising plays. Snapchat, disaster. Google, Alphabet, disaster. Meta did $1.64 in EPS versus $1.91 estimated on revenue. And believe it or not, revenue actually beat $27.71 billion versus $27.53 billion. So they beat revenue, wildly missed on EPS, and revenue, by the way, is down 4% year over year. So we talked about how Google, Alphabet's revenue is up 6%, which is a huge, huge dump from the 40% growth from 2020 to 2021. It's only, again, growth of 6%. Here, Meta's revenue growth has come down so much to the point where now it's negative. They're actually declining year over year, down 4%. And for the fourth quarter, they see revenue of $30 to $32.5 billion versus the 32.31. All right, not bad. Revenue guidance is pretty much right in line there with the estimate. Not bad. And for daily active users for the Facebook platform, they're right at about 1.98 billion versus the 1.97 billion estimate. That's good. That beat very ever so slightly there, and that's up about 3% year over year, as Facebook monthly active users were at about 2.96 billion versus 2.96 billion, right in line there with the estimate, which overall that's up about 2% year over year for monthly active users. So honestly, guys, what is really crushing the stock is, of course, Advertising businesses struggling, that's no doubt about it, which overall is why the revenue's down 4% year over year. And the fact that profitability is shrinking, and they're putting so much money at this point into the metaverse. And I believe their employees or the people on, I forget, I was reading the report. The employees increased 28% year over year, something like that. So they're growing massively, the workforce, right? They're investing heavily, and it's not necessarily paying off quite yet. This is a play for the future. And again, that is really bleeding their pockets, right? And on top of that, advertising is struggling. And on top of that, the whole thing with Apple, which is kind of like the start of the domino effect here. So Meta is not looking good at all. And to be honest, I'm not shocked. Honestly, I'm not going to say I'm shocked because in this bear market, and just living not only in this bear market, but the COVID crash as well, nothing really shocks me anymore in the stock market. Seriously, what we've lived through in the past 3 years, with what we've lived through, nothing shocks me anymore. But I am a little surprised. I'm not going to lie. I'm not shocked. I'm a little bit like, holy crap. It's down another 20%. So at this point, I'd be an idiot not to buy, right? Because if I was buying at $150, I was going to buy more at 140, 135. Thankfully, I didn't. And, if I was going to buy at that point, why would I not buy now? So I didn't buy any after the bell here, but tomorrow, Friday, let's just say it is very highly likely. I'm just going to say I'm going to go and buy Meta, guys. I'm buying more Meta. And let me tell you this, it's not a massive position. It's not something that will make or break me financially, or my future family financially. It's nothing like that, guys. Most of my money is in companies that are more stable, if you will, index funds, ETF, stuff like that. But I do have a decent amount of money here, in Meta for sure. And, I'm just going to ride it out. That's just the goal, right? I'm going to ride it out for years. That's the plan when I first started buying it. Why would the plan switch now? It's nothing really drastic has changed fundamentally, in my opinion, at least. We could debate that. But as long as the company, I see it succeeding in 5-10 years, being larger than what it is now, and they're just going through short-term pain. If I think that, which I do, and the stock price just keeps on getting bludgeoned, which it's been, and it's even worse now, I'm going to be buying. That's how I'm looking at it, guys. And this is making me excited, quite frankly. This could be, seriously, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not trying to make things seem, easy, or it's going to happen next week or tomorrow or something crazy stupid like that. But think about it. Meta right now is at $100 freaking a share. It was almost at 400 back in 2021, just about a year ago in September of 2021. If we get a rebound in the stock, things, let's say, hypothetically pan out in 3 to 5 years. Let's just say it gets back to 400. If you're buying heavy here in the low hundreds, mid hundreds, you're looking at a potential 2-3x. And let's say it surpasses that level that it was at in 2021, which I think it will personally. You're looking at a multi-bagger here. I'm not telling you what to do. Of course, there's a lot of risk in investing in individual stocks. You're better off just going buying the S&P 500. But if you have money aside, right, and you have extra cash, you're willing to ride out the storm, this could be a multi-bagger. At this point, maybe when it was at like 250 or 200 or 300, multi-bagger, at that point, it'd be a little bit more unrealistic, right? For you to say, oh, it's going to go to 900, 1,000, 1,500 or something like that. But from 100 to 400-500, that's a multi-bagger in 5-10 years, whatever, potentially, hypothetically, right? We're just having fun here. That's what I'm looking at here, honestly, and it's kind of exciting me. And I'm hopefully we're going to get this under 100. If so, I mean, I'm going to be going maybe heavier than I should. Let's just put it that way. So Meta, it's for sure struggling. It's probably going to continue to struggle, maybe even for another year or two. And I'm fine with that because I don't think It's going out of business. I think it's going to be a bigger company in 5-10 years. It's just growing pains. That's what it is, in my opinion. What do you guys think? In the comments, as always, let me know. And make sure, if you are finding value right now in this video, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's go over Ford. Ford also reported, let's shift the gears a little bit. Ford ended up doing EPS of 30 cents versus 32 cents estimated on revenue of $39.4 billion versus $36 billion estimated. So they beat revenue by about $3.5 billion, not bad, and they ended up missing EPS by about 2 cents, which honestly, at the end of the day, is not the end of the world. So let's see here if we have anything on, let's see, higher than expected supplier payments, yada, yada, yada. I'm not seeing anything on guidance or anything that's sticking out to me regarding the dividend either. Let's see. What's their dividend these days? 15 cents. Are they upping that? Or maybe not. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, if I were to guess. They want to keep that extra cash to reinvest into probably the EV portion of their business, segment of their business. But overall, EPS missed. Revenue beat, which is good, and the stock seems like it's pretty flat after the bell, and even today during the day, it was pretty flat. It only went down. It went down literally 1 penny on the day, guys. It closed 0.08% rather, in the red. So right now, it's right at the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So as a long-term investment, I'm not loving Ford here at this valuation, but as a trade, I'd be liking it if it broke 13. I mean, look, if we break 13, that 180 SMA, we got some upside from there, in my opinion. We've got some upside to about 14. Maybe we start running towards 15-ish dollars. But you got to realize, guys, if we really get into a heavy recession, Ford, it's one of those businesses that for sure is going to struggle. All auto manufacturers are not going to do well during a recession, and history shows that. And we could live off of, or we could learn from what has happened, in previous recessions, right? So let's see what happened with Teledoc today. TDOC, which, who even owns this anymore? Personally, I mean, I haven't ever owned this stock. Will I ever own it? There's no chance. But, I mean, we're going to talk about it because they reported earnings. And seriously, I'm not knocking you guys. If you own it, seriously, I want to know in the comments, do you own Teledoc? Do you know anybody that owns Teledoc? Because I don't. I really don't. This thing is down, 85% from all-time high. So let's see what the heck is going on here. They ended up doing negative 45 cents, so they lost 45 cents versus the loss of 55 cents estimated. So that beat on earnings per share. And, I mean, losses per share, right? Not earnings per share. Revenue, $611.4 million versus $608.76 million estimated. So they beat revenue, and they see full year 22 EPS, or that's revenue rather, of 2.39 to about 2.41 billion versus 2.4 billion estimated. So, I mean, not bad, I guess. The stock is liking it, but then again, I mean, the stock is priced to, I don't want to say bankruptcy yet, but it's priced really poorly. Not poorly, that's not the right word. It's just been destroyed. I mean, it's down 90%. Any earnings at this point that come out that slightly beat, the stock's going to pop. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Teledoc closed at $26.70. It is up to what now? $29. It's up about 10-11% after the bell. So what do you guys think? I mean, again, do you own Teledoc? Do you own Ford? Do you own Meta? What do you guys think? And for me personally, out of all those, I own Meta, like I said, full disclosure, and I'm going to be buying more of it this week. And if it goes under 100, that, in my opinion, is honestly bargain basement value. I don't use that term really ever. I've used it before to tell you guys what is not a bargain basement value. Stocks that I'm looking at that maybe, decent values, but they're not dirt cheap. I think at this point, Meta is freaking dirt cheap at $100, under 100. That is bargain basement, dirt cheap, in my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past for sure. We've all been wrong. But I've been wrong. I don't think I'm wrong on this, though. That's just my opinion. And I'd love to know yours again in the comments. And it looks like we are a little bit deeper into this than I expected. And we've only talked about 3 stocks. But screw it. Let's run through the list for tomorrow quickly, because tomorrow, like today, is also a big earnings day. I mean, tomorrow's actually an even bigger earnings day than today. So tomorrow we have, and let me see if you guys can see this for sure. Yep, we're good. Tomorrow we have Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. That's a big one, obviously. And full disclosure, I trimmed a little bit of Apple 2 days ago. I think that might have been on Monday. I trimmed, on the green day, just a little bit, ahead of these earnings. Just being a little cautious, raising some cash. And, they're reporting tomorrow. We have Amazon tomorrow as well, which went down 4% today. We have that inverse head and shoulders intact here. Watch out for it. We also have Intel tomorrow, INTC, which is down, under $30 now. We'll see what these earnings are looking like. What else? Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest is tomorrow. And you guys can see clearly here, maybe not that clearly, but it kind of looks like a head and shoulders. You guys see that, right? We have the left shoulder, the head right here, kind of, right? The right shoulder. So let's see how that ends up playing out on Pinterest. What else? Shopify, SHOP. We also have that. That might be in the morning. I forget. Let me see. Shopify. Yeah, they're in the morning tomorrow. Watch out for them. Inverse head and shoulders on Shop. We might see a move maybe past 30.32. If that breaks, there could be more upside, but with earnings, who knows what's going to happen, guys. We also have McDonald's tomorrow in the morning, I believe. Let me double check. Tomorrow morning we have McDonald's. We also have Caterpillar. That's another big one in the morning. Let me double check on that. Yup, in the morning. Then we have Southwest, which is LUV. That's the ticker. Love LUV. They're in the morning on the 27th. That's tomorrow. Yup. And then we have MasterCard, which I don't know why they don't report MasterCard and Visa on the same day. But whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not the boss here. And what are they on? The 27th, tomorrow in the morning. So, tomorrow's going to be a way bigger earnings day than today was. And you guys better subscribe because we're going to be talking about it here on the channel. And you might as well hit the like button on this video as well to tell me if you like the content. If you don't like the content, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe hit the dislike button. But with that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. It's free money. Link down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Oh, and by the way, check out my Patreon if you want all my real-time moves, exclusive content. That's linked down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.